I need to blow my schnauzer. A boogie booger. Um, I saw a short. It was a firework, basically a bottle rocket, on steroids or whatever, supercharged. And I'm gonna go ahead and save it in my funny shit folder. But the title was "Bro Called in an Airstrike on Himself," and I'm not sure if it was one of those mortars or whatever they're called. Which they're like a mini version of the ones that go up in the air and explode, um, which are illegal in probably most states. There was one year where we did buy those. They came with like a little tube thing, and they went up in the air, and they're pretty common. Everybody must make a Wyoming run. Me personally, I don't care. I liked 4th of July as a kid. But these days, I kind of, whatever the masses is doing, I kind of, see it with disdain. You it's just what it is, you know. The whole, crack open the beer and, just fucking America, that's all fine and good. But when I think about the 4th of July, and I'm not trying to sound like a fuckboy here, but I think about, George Washington, and all them boys that made that sacrifice, And I'm sure everybody else does too, I mean, who the hell am I kidding? What you think? You think I don't? Glug, 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 glug. Crush the beer can, or whatever, and just shit, whatever. But um, but they're pretty common, and I just hate everything these days. Shorts. But I'm like an old as fuck dude who's got the mentality of a super old as fuck dude. I just want to sit out on a porch with my cane and just be at peace. Yeah, all that. Oh, I'm a simple boy. But now you got these bitches. My online harem of hoes, that bullshit. Oh, shorks. Shickety shackety shook, shick shuck fuck. But whatever. I'm not that guy. But, whew, which is good, but Katie Boo, Katie Bug, Diane. Because, like I said, that would be a huge leap of faith for her. She'd have to, just, switch, take the exit ramp and start her life over here with me anew. She would not be, it would just be me. I'd be it. She wouldn't be surrounded by friends who love and care for her and are trying not to laugh, as she's having a human experience, real moment. That was funny, you know. By about the 12th one, just let that shit go. And just all that, old fucking poor little lamb, Katie Boo, Katie Bug. She'll work it out. What's the big deal? How bad could it have been? Maybe it was real bad, maybe it was abuse or, whatever, some sort of, I don't know. But, see the childhood? I went to Disneyland when I was 9 years old. I got second place in the spelling bee. That kind of tells me that maybe it was kind of petty. Like, well, fuck it then. Come here, stupid, silly bug, you. Shit, fuck your childhood. Are you a child anymore? Far from it. Shit. Our kids will make sure they'll have the best childhood, but we ain't gonna spoil them rotten. We ain't gonna spoil them at all. They're gonna know and appreciate the value of hard work, self sufficiency, gratification. I'm not saying we're gonna raise them like the Amish or anything. Well, you appreciate the warmth if you sleep outside for a night or two, and shit like that. But just we'll make sure that they get the experiences that they need. Some of it will be guided, some of it will be straight up. This is an experience that's good for you, or whatever. Some of it will be kind of they won't even know it, but if they don't like it, we'll kind of coach them through it, or I will. I don't know what the hell you'll do, but be baking cookies or something. But yeah. So I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, what was I talking about? That. So anyway, it goes up. It turns around. That's funny. Yeah. There was one thing where like this dude's garage caught on fire. And it's like, yep, you fucking imbecile. Probably got one of them razors or whatever they're called. Lives in the burbs. Yeah, he probably does, take it out off road and stuff, like here and, well, was it wherever it was? I don't think I'm going to call it, but you know what I'm saying? Probably takes it to like, oh shit, I don't even know what it is. There's places that are like hardcore for stuff like that, sand dunes and stuff. And a guy like me, by gosh, by golly, I just don't have any fucking desire to do that. I am so far 180 degrees from that. And like I said, I don't like grown men like that, if you could even call them that. I mean, blowing off steam is all fine and good, but I just, for some reason, I don't like that shit. The sound of, and stuff. I'd rather hear birds and woodpeckers and the creek, and owls and stuff, Um, I don't want, at night, to see campfires, every several hundred feet with a bunch of people, with laughter off in the distance and beer and more beer and maybe some sausages and beer and cooler beer. Oh, and the music. You can't relax and blow off steam without fucking music blasting in the background. Gotta let loose. I'm not that guy. So, and that's what that shit is. And yeah, 180 degrees, shoot, other direction. So, but fishing, peacefulness, stuff like that. What are those things called? Those boats, pontoons, versus the boat with the big old V8 engine, and you can fish off that thing. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about that, just not that. Oh well, I guess like I said, when I hear somebody revving their engine and accelerating, it's like you can't fucking do that somewhere else. I'm turning into a fuddy duddy. You caught me just in time, Katie Boo. I don't like to have fun like that loser fest that you're going to, Loser Fest 2025, Chicago. Is that a every year sort of a thing, or is this where they're like hosting it? So it's like, oh, I got to go. Shit, fuck that. Fuck that. Oh, you couldn't force me to, do that. So, but anyway. So, are you an extrovert? Because I'm an introvert. I mean, I think most people are at the end of the day, but like I really am, So, I think I'll sit this one out, and the next one, and the one after that, and all of them for the rest of my life. But so anyway, I guess that's. Oh, so the guy, you know, he's probably got one of them razors, and he lives in the burbs. You know what I mean? And he occasionally just drives around his neighborhood, right? And of course, he's got to go drive it to get fuel and stuff. And I guess they're street legal. I don't know, you know. I mean, it's kind of like behavior, but I'm not like a bitch ass hater. I'm not hating on that dude because you know he's got a razor and I don't. You know, I'm quote unquote hating on that dude. I don't feel like a hater. They never do. Because it's just, you're fucking annoying, you know? You're a grown fucking man with kids, you know, buzzing around the goddamn neighborhood with one of these, you know, a giant street legal go-kart just causing noise and problems, you know? How about you fucking take those fucking, you know, vaginal shit turds that your wife popped out, you know, to a fucking designated area on the weekend and tear it up right, which he does, no doubt, probably. But then he's also got to drive this fucking thing around the neighborhood, you know? I swear, I'm like, I have this on my movie list. It's called A Man Called Otto. And I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll watch it today. I'm going to watch it because it's like, I think I might be turning into that guy. What's his name? Tom Hanks. It's kind of an old movie. Yeah, I'm going to watch that today, so. Shit. And Bill Whittle, that one time, this is a long time ago, if you're anything like me, the first thing you do in the morning is you get up and you say, "Get off my lawn!" So, yeah. Yep, we're getting there. Shit. Yeah. Every day is a good day as long as it doesn't involve other human beings. So, that's all I had to say.